Hello everyone, my name is Reed, and welcome to Storytime. Today we are going to be reading some I Don't Work Here Lady stories, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. One more thing before we begin. I'm on a business trip and in a hotel right now, so I'm not where I usually record at. Things are going to sound different, my quality's probably going to be worse, so just don't make fun of me, okay? I got mistaken for a Walmart employee at self-checkout. I apparently chose the wrong day to go to Walmart after work. Before I start, let me explain why there was nowhere this should have happened. I work in a kitchen. I was wearing black jeans with holes, a gray shirt with the name and logo of my work on it, steel-toe boots, a hat with a monster logo on it, and my ponytail sticking out, and my black sweater. My shirt and pants were also dirty and had some food spills on them from, working in a kitchen all day. I got off work around 9 and decided I didn't want to cook when I got home, nor did I want to order food for my work. I eat there quite often, so I wasn't in the mood for it. So I made the grave mistake to go to Walmart. I went and picked out something that I could just throw in the oven when I got home so I could clean up while it cooked. It was 9:30, 20-minute drive from Walmart to my job, by the time I got to self-checkout. I scanned my food and put it in the bag. But as I was doing so, someone stood in line behind me. No big deal, they're just waiting for their turn. Nope, apparently this lady thought I was an employee. As I began to walk away, she began to shout at me. My memory of the interaction may not be perfect. I was tired and very hungry. Crazy lady. Hey, where are you going? Huh? Aren't you going to scan my stuff? Why would I do that? At this point, I'm super confused and haven't quite figured out what was happening. Because it's your job? No, it's not. I don't work here. I thought, more hoped, that this was the end of it, so I turned to walk away. Liar! I watched you scan that! She then pointed to the bag holding my food. Lady, this is the self-checkout. You scan and bag your own stuff. No, I don't work here. I won't do your job for you. Stop being a lazy wrench and do your dang job. Me, visibly upset now. Look, lady, I don't work here. I did, however, just get off of my actual job. I want to go home and eat. Leave me the heck alone. I again turned to walk away, but this lady wasn't having it. She shoved her cart forward at me, which did hit me but didn't hurt. At this point, my temper did get the better of me, and I shoved it right back at her. I'm female, 17, and in high school, so I tend to lose my temper quite easy. The cart didn't hit her, but it hit the machine and made a super loud noise. This is when an actual employee makes his glorious appearance into our story. As he approached, she was screaming something at me. I have no clue what. Actual employee. Excuse me, ladies. What is going on here? Crazy lady. Your lazy employee is refusing to do her job. Actual employee just kind of looked at me, then looked at her. Actual employee was wearing a blue shirt and a yellow vest. I clearly was not. Actual employee also knows me because I am in there more than I'd like to admit sometimes. She doesn't work here, ma'am. What is it that you need help with? She does too. I watched her scan that. She once again pointed at my food. This is the self-checkout, ma'am. That's what you do here. What is it that you're needing help with? I just need my dang stuff scanned. Actual employee, now realizing what the lady wanted. Ma'am, this is the self-checkout. You have to do it yourself. At this point, I felt I was no longer needed. So I tried for the third time to turn and leave. I did hear her shout something at me, but I didn't care to listen to what she said. I don't know what happened after I left, obviously, but good God, some people. It was a fairly short interaction, but still an annoying one. I'm thinking that I might have helped scan her stuff, but I would have done it twice after she gave me all that attitude. I don't work for Subway. So, about a year ago, I worked at a gas station that was connected to a Subway. I've had some hilarious things happen due to this, like a customer trying to buy their sandwich from me, or people thinking I'm the one that runs both stores. Anyway, one day a man, we'll call Ed, walks through the walkway that connects the stores together and comes up to the register. The conversation is as follows. Me, how can I help you today, sir? Ed. Are you the manager? No, sir, I am not, but I'd be happy to help you in any way I can. My manager isn't on site currently. Well, I'd like to make a complaint about those two over there. He points at the subway side of the building. Well, they have a sign behind their counter with their manager and district manager's number on it in case of customer complaints. So, if you'd like to call one of them, they'd be happy to help, I'm sure. Ed looks confused at this point, and I'm wondering where this is going. I just want to leave a complaint with you, and you can tell your manager. Me, I'm sorry, sir, I guess I wasn't clear on this. Their manager and my manager are two different people. Ed again looks like he's going to blow a gasket trying to figure this out. That's impossible. You work in the same building, owned by the same company. Now, are you going to take my complaint or not? While we do work in the same building, we are not owned by the same company. You would have to get the number for their manager from the sign behind their counter. A look of realization dawns on his face. I begin to thank the retail gods that this awkward interaction is over. Oh, I see what's going on here. And with one phrase, my heart is seized by despair as I realize he didn't come to the correct conclusion. I then began to curse the retail gods as I asked the fateful question. What would that be, sir? You're covering for your buddies over there, fooling good-paying customers like myself just trying to stay out of trouble while you slack off. While it was true I was friends with the two over there, all my friends know that if you ever screw up at work and I'm on shift with you, you're on your own. I will not risk my job over someone else's BS. So even if we had the same managers, that wouldn't be the case. I'm sorry, sir, but that's just not true. I would never cheat a customer and I pride myself on work ethic. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but as I've said, I can't file a complaint on people that don't work in the same store as me. They do work in the same store, you idiot. I know the manager, and when he hears about you three goofing off and tricking people into believing your lies, he'll fire all of you. I resist the urge to facepalm at the fact that my manager is a woman. I have given up trying to resolve this situation at this point and resigned myself to the fact that he'll believe whatever he wants to. Again, sir, I apologize. Let me know how that goes when you talk to my manager. I'm sure she'll tell you the same thing I have. At this point, he's starting to leave, but turns around at the door. Now you've really done it, you know. You tried feeding me that lie, and I know different. I told you I know y'all's manager, and he wouldn't appreciate you insinuating he's a woman. Ed turns around and marches away. I shrug and sigh and go about the rest of my shift in relative peace. To me, it sounds like Ed ordered double the stupid on his sandwich. Is this McDonald's? No, this is someone with the last name MacDonald. Some background. I'm from Peru, a Spanish-speaking country with mostly Hispanic people. This was about 2004 to 2005, so McDonald's had recently opened a new location in my district. Back then, only a few were open in the city. After all, Peru was, and still is, a developing country. So turns out that McDonald's didn't have a delivery service back then. However, that didn't stop people from searching it on the phone book. As I said, my country is mostly a Hispanic country with a very small German colony. So it is incredibly rare to find someone with a non-Hispanic last name, in this case, MacDonald. So it figures they just found our name and number on the phone book and called us. So at first it was the usual, "Hi, is this McDonald's?" And we'd answer something along the lines of, "Sorry, this is a home phone. Our family name is MacDonald." But for some reason, we had so many calls that we got to a point where my mom would just pretend to take the order and then hang up. Whenever they called back to check on their order, she would just hang up again. This kept going on for about 2 years until we moved and my dad got the new house phone number registered as a private number. I know it's not that juicy, but when I was 6 years old, I always sat next to my mom as she responded to the calls, and we both cracked up laughing afterwards. A really nice childhood memory. I would like to know how many McDonald's have delivery service now because I still don't have that in my area. Getting yelled at for helping out. A year ago, a friend and I went shopping on Black Friday. We were hopping between stores looking for good prices on a Nintendo Switch and PC games. So at the second or third store, we were in the video game section discussing which game to get and comparing prices. While browsing, we heard some parents talking about getting their kids some games. They were totally lost, so I asked them if they needed any help. OP, do you need any help? Mother, no. We'll figure this out. Father, oh, come on, honey. Yeah, we'd really appreciate it. Really, OP? I guess he was annoyed that I was trying to help since he just wants to go home and play. I won't take long, so which console do you guys have at home? Any games they like, and how old are your kids? Do they play together? Summed up, we had a conversation with the dad, and after 5 to 10 minutes, I had some recommendations and continued talking. Here comes the stressed employee, walking straight at me and my friend. Employee, hey, stop chit-chatting and get back to work. Restock the merch now. OP, confused and a little intimidated. I don't work here. Employee getting louder, almost shouting, of course you do, you complete moron. Why the heck would you help random people? Go back to work or I'll get the manager, craphead. Before I could even raise my voice, the father spoke up and screamed right in his face. What the F is wrong with you? He was just helping us out, which you were incapable of. I should talk to your manager. Employee was flabbergasted. Father took the games we talked about and walked past him. People these days, am I right? Thanks for your help. I see you wanted to buy this game as well. Here, let me get that for your help. He paid. I thanked him for the game and we went our separate ways. What a cool dude! Father of the year! Man, if people are out here paying for games, I'm about to be at every store I know, and I'm gonna be helping everybody out, and I'm gonna get all the games that I want. Probably not. Why didn't you bring me a wheelchair? After work today, I stopped at the local store with the blue vest to run to the pharmacy to pick up a prescription they had ready for me. On my way in, a somewhat heavy-set woman stood in the doorway blocking all customers going in or out and pointed at me angrily, resulting in this convo. Why didn't you bring the wheelchair? Me, excuse me? You said you were bringing me a wheelchair. I'm just here to go to the pharmacy. No, you work here. You said you were getting me a wheelchair. At this point, I'm thoroughly confused. I'm not sure what part of my appearance had her convinced that I worked there. Could it have been the fact that I have a hard-soled boot on my right foot because I broke a toe a couple weeks ago? Or was it my military uniform I was still in, seeing as I just drove off base and stopped at the retail giant near my house on the way home? Either way, I took a long pause, looked at her, looked down at my uniform with my branch, rank, and name on it, and I said, sorry lady, I don't work here. Unfortunately, that was the end of it. No hysterics or managers being called, but I genuinely never thought anyone would confuse a military uniform with a company that wears blue vests. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe someone else with a uniform on offered to get a wheelchair, but I don't know why they would be yelling at someone that just randomly offered to help them. Okay, lady, come on. Yelled at by an angry boomer for catching up with a friend I ran into. My dog loved going to this local pet store where they jokingly referred to her as the store mascot. We knew everyone that worked there very well after 10 plus years, so one day my dog, Nala, and I were going to grab her some food and I run into a friend I hadn't seen in a while. We are catching up and exchanging stritches with each other's doggos. This lady in her 60s comes up and starts screaming at me that I need to stop being lazy and start helping customers, namely her. I am shocked. I don't have a name tag. I have a dog walking belt around my waist with my dog's leash attached to it. I looked like I ran a marathon since we had just got done from a walk in the summer. I said, "Excuse me? You need to get back to work. I've been watching you just standing here talking for the last 10 minutes. I need help, and all you do is stand around talking to your friend." Well, maybe that's because I don't freaking work here. Do you see a name tag? Oh, I'm sorry. Backpedaling mumbles, you didn't need to get so angry. And you didn't need to get on your high horse thinking you were putting someone younger than you in their place. The people that work here are my friends. You have no right to talk to anyone that way. If you need help and are unsure if someone works here, you could say, "Excuse me, do you work here?" That would be the polite way to ask, since you are lacking manners. Angry lady walks away huffing. Yeah, that's definitely some Karen logic right there. Scream at someone, they scream back at you. Well, why did you do that? No need to be so angry about it. I hope you all had an amazing time listening to the stories today. If you liked what you heard, then subscribe for more content like this daily. Thank you so much.